Instead of a look of anguish after smashing her fist against the wall, Jessica clicked her tongue in irritation at having missed. Alright everybody, forget everything you just read, forget what I just said. Welcome back to some more Umineko When They Cry. Now, we have an epic spread here of Jessica raising her fist, about to fight. She's about to kill her own aunt. It's what's about to happen. And the music in the background, I believe this is Prison Ship? If I'm not wrong, Prison Ship. I think that's the soundtrack playing right now. I can't say that the mix of this OST and the spread of Jessica looking menacing right here. She looks like you don't want to mess with her right now because she's gonna beat you up. So probably not the best combo for what I'm about to go into. So yeah, I'm gonna lower the volume a bit on my end because this is some rhythm game music going on. Because I want to talk about the who done it. I want to talk about the who done it and the how done it, and the fact that I still don't understand the why done it. Alright, of Umineko, because I've made some advances since last time, and as I thought, Battler, as the game master, has given us plenty of hints this episode to who the culprit is and what's really been going on behind the scenes. So I want to talk about that first. So if you're interested in my thoughts on that, stick around. If you're only interested in reacting to me reading the visual novel, probably go to the very end. I probably won't be reading much actually this episode at all. I'll probably mostly be talking about this. So this is basically going to be a part where I'm mostly going to talk about this. If you're not interested, if you're for some reason here and you're not interested in my theory crafting, then I guess you can basically almost skip this part. But I want to talk about this because I know there's a lot of questions. I know some people have been wondering how to interpret the scenes that have been happening, and it's very curious, and it's taking me longer to get to the conclusion I've gotten to right now than I think it should have. Because I'm gonna go ahead and reveal it right now that I was actually very on point on my theory video after being done with episode 4. I was on point with at least this part of what I'm thinking of, because I've gone back, I've rechecked some things, and yeah, we're gonna talk about it. So I want to start by saying thank you for 150 subscribers, by the way. That is an insane milestone. I haven't even had the time to give everybody a proper 100 subscriber special video thing. I really haven't done that. I kind of just posted that fairy peak thing that I did and kind of went along with it. Forgot to put the proper thumbnail for it, but whatever, it happened, it went past. So, and I already hit 150, and once again, I don't even have any idea of what to do for a 150th subscriber special. So I hope you guys are okay with me not doing one, but I do appreciate the support, because after starting Umineko, prior to Umineko, it took me, what, 6 years to go from 0 subscribers to 53, I believe. Umineko, in a single year, a year and a bit, in about 4 months, 3 months, I've gone from 53 or something subscribers to 150. I've checked it right now. Now after posting this, I could do another one of those things where I jinx myself and I go back to 140 subscribers, but that's fine. The point is the appreciation, alright? That is an crazy assault. Assault? I don't know if that's not the right word. A crazy increase that I've gotten a lot of support from the Umineko videos, and I'm glad people are here to stick around, and I'm glad this is really the series that kinda has blown up this channel in many ways because of the message that this series stands through. I think it's a good message. I really like the themes, and I think every human really can learn from this visual novel in a way. And while yes, it's very, I mean, it's not for everyone, obviously, but and you can tell, Umineko it is in many ways a niche story, right? It's not, you can't just introduce this to any person and you're gonna love it. A lot of people are gonna think, what the hell am I reading? I'm not gonna stick around for this, obviously. But the core messages it does send through, for the people who do decide to stick around, are powerful, and this is the sort of story that sticks with you. So I'm glad this is the seed that blew up, and regardless of what I'm about to theorize right now, the message is the most important part, right? So, alright, let's go to the theory crafting. So, alright, where do I even begin? Where do I begin? The Culprit, Battler's Showcase, or should I begin from where I begun? I guess I should begin from where I begun, because that's typically the easiest to explain my starting point. So, between last part and this part, I've kind of been brainstorming, and my thoughts kind of drifted in many different directions, so I can't really summarize all of them really quickly. But I spent some hours in my own time, about an hour, researching, going back, reading back on some things, and even reading your comments in my theory discussion video to just kind of think, what kind of suggestions did y'all give me? And so here's the answer I've come to, right? I think I was spot on all the way back in the theory video and in the Culprit video. I think Canon and Shannon are the same person. I think at this point if I had to give a percentage, I'm 82% sure to 83% sure. I don't know how accurate those percentages are, but I'm about that % sure that they can be the same person. I think them being the same person makes a lot of sense in many ways, and it does explain a few things. And this is a theory I came up with all the way in episode 4. I did have less evidence for it back then than I do now, because episode 6, like I said, Battler is giving us so many clues for it. And now, as you guys know, I actually gave up on that theory. For the entirety of episode 5, I gave up on that theory. Foolishly, I gave up on that theory. I should have held on to it. But the problem is, you can imagine, right? That theory is so far-fetched that I couldn't believe it, and it was easy for me to just discard it. But now, Battler has really helped me out here. He's really come through. So, what made me discard this theory was a certain scene at the start of episode 5 where I thought it was Erika that was looking around in the parlor to check, because it said, the narration said, everyone who's in the island was in the parlor at the time. And then it went on to this person checking around for every person in the room, and both Canon and Shannon were said to be in the parlor at the time, or in the dining hall. I think it was the parlor though. And both Canon and Shannon were there, so I said, well, okay, right? If it was Battler that saw this, I thought at the time Battler's point of view is objective, and therefore Canon and Shannon can't be the same person. So from then on, I continued thinking Canon and Shannon can't be the same person. It's been debunked. But we learned something very interesting at the end of episode 5, and that is Battler's point of view is not objective. I say we learned it. I also came to that result towards the end of episode 5 myself. If you guys go rewatch the Unhuman Party, right? I came to the result myself that Battler's view can't be objective, because Battler saw Kinzo in episode 5, and we know that's not possible because you can't mistake Kinzo by sight, and we know for a fact Kinzo's already dead. That's been said in red, and you could come at me with Nox second, but let's forget about that for now. We know Kinzo's dead, okay? Alright, there's been Battler at that time when he was the objective viewer in episodes 1 through 4. When Battler was the objective viewer, he never once saw Kinzo. But you know another thing Battler never once saw? Canon and Shannon in the same room or at the same time. And so there's more to this. But now I think I can be fairly certain. Okay, So, okay. How do I explain this? So we learned that Battler's point of view is not objective because he saw Kinzo, and that was actually a very big hint at the end of episode 5 that Battler's point of view, the entirety of episode 5 was not objective. Only Erika's point of view in episode 5 was objective. Battler's point of view was objective throughout episodes 1 through 4, and then a detective was introduced in episode 5. So Battler was kind of the detective for the first 4 episodes, right? Even though he really wasn't either. I mean, Erika's the one that has been properly acting like a detective, to be honest. But here's the thing, yo. Here's the thing. I went back to the scene in the parlor through the same site that I used to check out to read back when making my theory video. Someone in the comments provided me this site. I think it's called LP Archive or something. You can just quickly skim through what's been happening so far in the visual novel, and luckily, you know, as long as I stay within the episodes that I've already read, there's no spoilers involved. So I'm just reading back, and I'm gonna read out the scene in the parlor so you guys can see that I haven't actually been debunked. So here we go. And the visual novel even hints at this, so it's kind of crazy that I didn't notice, but I did mention it, to be fair. But okay, let's read this out again. Battler says, there were supposedly 18 people on the island, but since grandfather was actually dead, that became 17. And now one piece of burn castles has been added. Okay. The number of humans on this island has returned to 18. Which, by the way, there's apostrophes around the I, right? Very suspicious. It's like the visual novel is trying to tell us something with that. Quote unquote, glanced around at the humans in the parlor. And then Battler says, so this is from Battler's point of view, which we know isn't objective. We know now it's not objective. And this is the scene I thought that debunked my theory. But then Battler goes on to say, they guessed through the Erika, so clearly it's not Erika that's seeing this. Battler's the one that's seeing this, quote unquote, objectively. They guessed through the Erika, and behind her, Kumasawa and Shannon-chan, okay? Off to the side was Genji-san, so he's confirmed those 4. And then he goes on to confirm Kraus and Natsu, whatever, we don't care about those, Gora, okay? And then he says, and Kanon was being unsociable, wearing his usual black expression. So, Kanon is there, and Shannon is also there next to Erika. So, clearly, my theory about them being the same person has been debunked, right? And then he goes on to mention his parents, George's parents, Maria, Rosa, Nanjo, whatever. That doesn't matter. We only care about Shannon and Kanon here, right? Battler's point of view is not objective. Therefore, this scene is really fooled me. It got me. I thought, alright, well, there's no way Kanon and Shannon are the same person that TV is known for. Not true anymore. So, that's right. We're back. The theory is living strong, and the reason why I went back to that scene is because when I was brainstorming last time before this part, I kinda how do I put it? I kinda thought that it was weird that only one of Kanon and Shannon could succeed in their love. I thought that was bullcrap. I even mentioned last part in the couple parts before. That's some bullcrap that only Shannon can succeed. But what I found, or Kanon can succeed, one of those two. But what I found especially suspicious was when they said, if Shannon succeeds, if George and Shannon succeed as a couple, and they move out the island, Kanon also disappears, as in he's done. And Jessica will never see him again. It was said almost as if it was a guarantee. But how is that possible? What does them succeeding in love have to do with Kanon disappearing forever? And that made me think back to how Kanon's corpse keeps disappearing every episode, which was the start of this entire theory. The start of this theory that Shannon and Kanon are the same person it's rooted from Kanon's disappearing corpse every episode. In episode 1 he faked his own death, so we don't know what happened to his corpse after that. Episode 2, his corpse wasn't in the room where Jessica and him died together. Leads me to believe that Kanon, or Sayo, or Shannon, or Yoshia, whoever is the real individual that's owning this body killed Jessica in that room. Moving on, episode 3. Okay, episode 3 is the only one. Okay, but it was vague. And you might be thinking, how did Shannon die in the parlor in episode 3, but was also dead in the chapel in episode 3? Now, if you watch my theory discussion video, I already come up with a theory to how that's possible, so you can watch that. But basically, it comes down to two different things. The one is a lot less likely than the other. The one theory is the one that Batter came up with, actually, which is Rudolph had the key to the parlor all along and acted like he got it from Shannon's corpse. The other was that Shannon was pretending to be dead, and Nanjo gave a fake diagnosis. And Shannon, of course, having 2 master keys or whatever, then ran over to the chapel and then acted like she was dead over there as Canon this time. Again, a very weird move from Shannon to do, if that is what happened. That is my theory, of course. It could have happened in many other ways, but basically it's possible. The most important point is that it's possible that Shannon and Canon are the same person. That's the point here. Episode 4 is the most blatant one, where just straight up, Canon's corpse was never found. But at the same time, Beato gave us the hint that Canon is not the culprit and that Canon is dead. And I feel like she did that for a reason. She didn't want us to suspect Canon because we don't know what happened to Canon at the end of the episode. Canon's corpse has disappeared though. But sure, Battler never actually got to see down the well, but I don't think it mattered. I think Canon obviously was straight up Shannon when Shannon killed herself in episode 4, right? Because I believe she died right next to the well, the thing that leads down. Yeah, I believe she killed the others and then killed herself, which meant that she just left Battler alive in at the end of episode 4 to just, I don't know what happened to Battler after that. But hey, that was a weird friggin'. The entirety of episode 4 was hella weird, to be honest, when it came to the murders in Rokkenjima. Point is, it's possible. And Canon's corpse keeps disappearing. That's the running trend here. So Canon may or may not be a person himself. He could just be someone acting like their Canon. And I think the most likely person for that to be is Shannon, for multiple reasons. For one, they're the same age. They're both servants in the island, right? The one who would have the easiest time cosplaying as Canon would be Shannon, right? Who else could possibly do that? Kumasawa couldn't pull it off. Genji couldn't pull it off. Gora couldn't pull it off. Jessica could pull it off. But I don't suspect Jessica for many reasons. And I mean, she's about to kill her aunt right now. So imagine if this is the thumbnail and I just start talking about all these theories. But okay, I think basically Jessica not Jessica, but Shannon has the easiest is the easiest person to pull it off out of everyone. So I haven't finished talking though. There's more to this theory than just that. I mean, it's not like that is my only evidence on them being the same person. This episode gives you so many hints if it is the true theory. And that's why I'm 83% sure at this point. Because it just makes so much sense. This episode, we've been shown that in this whole love trial is hella weird. Because only one pair is allowed to succeed. And that is either Jessica or Canon, or George and Shannon. Whoever succeeds, the other one fails. So, yeah, one person is the owner of that body. I don't know if it's male or female at this point. I don't know. Canon is flat-chested, so there's a chance that when this person, whoever they are, whether it's Yoshia in control of the body, or Sayo, or Shannon, or Canon. I don't friggin' know at this point. Someone is in control of that body. We don't know what the true personality is. I don't know if I've seen the true personality yet. Maybe Beatrice is the true personality. I don't know. But someone's in control of that body, right? And this person, when they go to the Canon persona, that's their Canon persona. When they go to the Shannon persona, they put padding on their breasts to make them larger. Which makes you think back to the friggin' scene in episode 1. What would have happened? You know, imagine Battler actually did touch Shannon's breast. I remember that scene vividly in episode 1 where Battler was trying to touch Shannon's breast, but then Jessica stopped that from happening. Because that's a scene I don't think I'll ever forget. That was hella wild. But okay, so what next? Only one of them can succeed in their love, right? And for multiple reasons at this point. I think whoever the owner of this body is also the culprit. And moreover, I think that whoever the owner of this body is also Beatrice, because Beatrice has claimed that she's the culprit. And so that's why we can make that connection. And another way we can make that connection is that now, in this heated trial that we've got going on right now with Jessica, George, Shannon, Cannon, Chick Beata is involved. And Chick Beata has the same sort of rule set for her, where if she doesn't succeed in her love, if someone else succeeds in love, let's say George and Shannon succeed in love, for Chick Beata, her love for Battler, for her father, is also gone. So that's another connection to why Beata is probably another persona, maybe this person has multiple personality disorder. That's very possible. That we have a multiple personality disorder here going on, and this person can take on the persona of Beato, Yoshia, Kanon, and Shannon Sayo. I don't know which one of them is the real one. I don't know if there is a real one. That's the hype part. Maybe there is no real one. Maybe they're all this person. I don't know. But this recontextualizes all Beato scenes, of course. You can look back on Beato scenes with this in mind, if this is true. And the next thing that comes through is when I went back to my theory discussion video, I read in the comments, right? And in the comments, someone reminded me that Genji, in episode 1, confirmed that, or at least claimed that, said that, if you choose to trust Genji's words here, Kinzo's mistress died before he built the mansion. And we know Kinzo built the mansion shortly after World War II. So World War II, that's 1945, that's when it ended. Shortly after, let's say anywhere between 1946 and 1955. Let's make that that range, right? There's no way you'd say 1958 and refer that to shortly after World War II, right? You wouldn't maybe you would, fine, but shortly after World War II, I think that's a fair range. The important part is that it's before 1960. As long as it's before 1960, okay? That's where we're at right now. And the reason why I say that is because Kinzo allegedly, according to Genji, according to this commenter of mine that reminded me of this, because I completely forgot about this. So apparently there used to be a Beatrice mistress, if you choose to believe it. If you choose to believe this. There was a Beatrice mistress from before the mansion was built. Now this is a different woman than the one Kinzo's married to. So Kinzo's cheating on his wife, basically. And the woman that Kinzo's married to was the one that obviously gave birth to the 4 siblings that we know and love and all that. And they also gave birth to the main characters, our cousins, and Jessica and Battler and Joe, you know, the cousins. But he had a mistress called Beato Riche. I don't know if that's her actual name or if that's whatever. We don't know who that is. Chances are, I actually have a theory on who this Beatrice could be from before the mansion was built. Well, I don't know, no, because she died. That's the problem. Okay, I'll come back to that in a second. And then we have the Beatrice of 1967. That seems to be that's a different Beatrice. Hella wild. So we have Beatrice from before the mansion was built. Then we have the Beatrice of 1967 as revealed in episode 3. The one that Rosa killed, quote unquote. Well, Rosa led her to her death. She fell off a cliff and died, with Rosa there to witness it all happen. What also happened in 1967, which I don't know if it's a connected thing, but it's interesting that it happened in the same year. Nazi was given a baby, and Nazi also killed the baby, or at least, I mean, she didn't kill it, but she could have stopped the death of the baby from happening. And I don't know if I'm supposed to suspect why these two events happened at the same time. Maybe it's random, maybe it's just coincidence that Nazi got the baby the same year that Rosa killed off Beato, or the second, let's call her the second generation Beato, whatever that means for now, because that's hella weird. And we also gotta remember that Rosa killing Beato is something that she only confessed to in episode 3. So I don't know if that's only an episode 3 fragment thing, or if that's a general, every episode fragment thing. But we do gotta remember that episode 3 is also the episode where we get Angie's future. and the story where Eva survives and all that. That's all in episode 3. So the story of Beato's past also happens in episode 3. Okay, so the one from D67. And now we have another Beato, which we'll call the 3rd generation Beato. And that is the culprit, and that is who I suspect to be Shannon. Now, in the TV discussion video, I suspected that this Beato person was just whoever is holding the gold at the time. Whoever owns the gold. And I still kinda agree with that. But, yeah, so we have these 3 Beatos. So, we have up to 3 Beatos right now. How do we keep track of this? Alright, because if you look at episode 6, we've been shown Chick Beato, the younger Beato. She's the one affiliated with Batgirl. So I'm assuming that's Shannon, and I'm assuming that's the current Beato we have right now, the culprit. And then we have the elder sister Beato, which I guess is one out of the 2 Beatos that was with Kenzo years ago. It's either the Beato from 1967 or the Beato from before the mansion was built. I don't know which of them is the Beato of the portrait that it makes up the rule set of the game board. I don't know. If I had to assume, it would be the Beato from 1967, right? Because that's probably the Beato from which the portrait was made, right? But it could be the Beato from before then. I don't know. So that's I don't know if there's been clues made for that. But let's just move past that for now. And here's my theory for who Mistress Beato could be. And I'm talking about the one from before the mansion was built. I think it could be Kumasawa. Because Kumasawa is Virgilia, right? She's the Virgilia. And Virgilia said that she was the predecessor Beato. So for Virgilia to be one of the 2 Beatos makes sense. So Kumasawa could either be the Beato from 1967 or the Beato from before the mansion was built. The reason I don't think she's the Beato from 1967 is because Kumasawa seems too old for that. It's 1986 right now. And the Beato from 1967 looked significantly younger than what Kumasawa would have probably looked like 19 years ago. Let's say Kumasawa 19 years ago was in her 40s, right? She must have been in her 40s at least, right? Because I mean, the way she's aging right now, she's at least 60, I would guess. Okay? Let's say she was in her 40s at the time. That Beato looked younger than that, and she was questioning what she was doing in Kurodorian and all that stuff. That seemed like a much younger Beato. That seemed like a Beato that was around Jessica's age, right? Around 18 years old. So I'm thinking Kumasawa is the older Beato, the oldest Beato. I think this going to be a huge plot twist that's going to come up, where Kumasawa's like, yes, I'm secretly Kinzo's mistress from all the way back then. And Genji claims that this Beato died before the mansion was built. But I think maybe she survived, and that Beato is actually Kumasawa. And Kumasawa was the previous holder of the gold. Okay? So again, very far-fetched theory. But I think it makes sense. Okay? With Virgilia calling herself predecessor Beato, Virgilia taking care of Beato, who's then Kumasawa taking care of Shannon. I think that adds up. That story adds up. Now, we have the open room of the Beato from 1967 and the baby. I don't know what's going on there. But that's how far I've come to on that front. Now, and then we have the whole story of Kinto saying that he made the homunculus because the Beato from 1967 died, right? Died and became free, right? Beato was like, I'm free now, I'm free from Kinto's shackles. But Kinto wouldn't want to let her free, so he produced the homunculus, whatever that means, cloned her or whatever, and sealed her in it. That's the story we got in episode 3. Weird. I don't know how to... I really don't know how I'm supposed to interpret that. It doesn't... That doesn't make sense to me. The theory that my friend came up with, that was a cloning theory, where this entire orphanage thing was just a cloning thing, where Kinzo's trying to clone his mistress to try and create her again, right? Because he loved her, right? And we see all the time when Kinzo going, Beatrice! So he's going around trying to clone her. He's so obsessed with her. He's trying to clone her. He's trying to clone her DNA. And we know Kinzo has his whole lab in the study, So he's trying to clone her using magic, right? Alchemy. This is called Alchemist. This is Umineko's given to us by Alchemist. So maybe maybe Kinto's trying to clone. Maybe Kinto's a scientist. He's an alchemist. He's trying to homunculus. Maybe it's not beyond him. But I'm not too sure what I'm supposed to do with that. What I'm supposed to gain from that. Yeah. We do also have, yeah. So we have Elder Beato, and I think Elder Beato is probably the Beato from 1967. If that adds up, then I think predecessor Beato, also known as Virgilia, is the Beato from before the match was built, and I think that's Kumasawa. And then we have the 1967 Beato, which I think is the elder sister Beato, the rule set of the game, and I think she's the woman who's probably drawn on the portrait. She's probably the woman in the portrait, right? That's probably the 1967 Beato. And then we have the current Beato, which is Shannon. I don't know what Shannon's relationship is with either Kumasawa, Virgilia, or what Shannon's relationship is with 1967 Beato. We do also have to think back on episode 5. How did Shannon know about the baby story? Because, yes, sure, I made a theory in the comments. I actually haven't told you guys this yet. I only replied to this in the comments. But I made the theory, which I got a lot of hints to get to that theory, where it was possible for anyone other than Shannon to be the one to put the card there that said Autumn, and to trick Natsu into scaring her, right? Well, yes, it was possible. I still choose to believe that it was Shannon, because Natsu was the one that told Shannon that her favorite season was Autumn, and I choose to believe that Shannon was the one that was giving those phone calls. I say Shannon, whoever is the owner of that body, right, is the one that gave those phone calls, because I think the fact that the voice was ambiguous, not clearly male but not clearly female, it helps that Kanon's voice actor is actually female, so he's a female voice actress for Kanon. Helps my support my theory that whoever is the owner of that body is able to emulate both a female and a male, so both genders, and he's able to do that whole phone call trick. And if Natsu told the truth to only Shannon, I think that's great. And the question lies in, how does Shannon know the truth of the baby from 19 years ago? What connection does that have, if any, to the Beato that night in 1967 to Rosa? Does Rosa have anything else to do with it, or was she just there to kill off 1967 Beato, the second generation Beato? What else? Yeah. So current theory rolling out. Kanon and Shannon are the same person. There's nothing that can debunk that right now, as of now. Even the scene in episode 5 doesn't debunk that, because Baptist's point of view was not objective. Eric has never seen both Kanon and Shannon in the same room together. But because she doesn't have love, I don't think she's going to be able to figure it out. I think part of figuring out that Kanon and Shannon aren't the same person is to have love and to consider the scenes where Kanon and Shannon talk about their love story seriously. Consider them seriously, and to consider them as scenes that have meaning. And I think because I did that, because I had love, I think I was able to see that. But again, while I am 83% sure, there is that 70% chance. That's a random percentage, by the way. I don't know why I said 83%. But it's a random percentage. But there is a chance that I'm still wrong, and I could be way off the mark. But I think so many things add up to that theory and make it make sense. Kanon's corpse disappearance. That Beato, Shannon, and Kanon are the same person, and only one of them can succeed in their love. Beato's love for Batter. Kanon's love for Jessica. Shannon's love for George. Only one of those loves can succeed. The way all of the cousins are heavily involved in the culprit is also very neat. In a way. Yeah. So, I haven't solved Umineko right now. Clearly not. I think I have a very good fundamental point on who the culprit is. I have good, at least, grounding to stand on for the culprit. I still need to figure out what the magic scenes mean. what I'm supposed to interpret for them. I think especially the magic fight between Beato and Gil in episode 3. That is one. We also have the Lucifer and Canon fight. I think that's another fight that was good. The Beato Shannon fight in episode 2 is one that needs to be revisited. Yeah, with Beato screaming at Shannon, calling her furniture. That is one to revisit. The whole topic around being furniture and needing a magic brooch to love. Interpreting that, I think, is also very, very key. Why do you need all that to succeed in love? Why does you need a brooch? Why can't furniture love? What's that about? I think all that is big. Now, the biggest thing that's missing from my theory, and I think this is something you guys will get on me right now, real quick, right now in the comments. Ah man, you forgot about this, and I haven't. It's just, I have no idea, and that is the why done it. Why? Okay, let's say Shannon, or Kanon, or Yoshia, or Sayo. We're gonna call whoever this person is Shannon. Let's go with that, because Shannon I think Shannon feels like Shannon is more the main body, more than anyone else, more than Kanon is. I feel like Shannon has that bigger presence. I think purely because of her relationship with George being stronger, and the fact that she was the one that was portrayed destroying the shrine in episode 2. She's generally had more screen time than Kanon and more focus, so I think Shannon is more portrayed as the main body. But hey, okay, so the why done it. Why is Shannon doing all this? And her relationship with Battler, and Battler's sin. Obviously, all that is still very unclear to me. So it's not like I figure out Beato's secret right now. So I've only come as far as the who done it and the how done it for the most part ish. The why done it is what's really been bugging me, which is tough because the why done I feel like is the most important part. I don't understand why she'd go on a killing spree, or he. I don't know, whoever is the owner of this body, right? Multiple personality disorder. The personalities that they range between is Kanon, Shannon, and Beato. But why? How? Okay. What is the story behind this person being born with multiple personality disorder? Is it a trauma thing? I feel like I don't know much about multiple personality disorder, or I think it's called schizophrenia, or it got a different name recently. I think the name was officially changed for that. Schizophrenia or something. I don't know. I'm not very knowledgeable about medical stuff, but I from what I've heard, from what I've at least vaguely know a little bit, is I think it could be an effect of trauma, right? It could be an effect of gender identity. Could be that, right? Where you're born and you know, let's say for example your parents had expectations for you to be. Let's say you're born as a guy, as a male, but your parents had very high expectations for you being born as a girl and living your life as a girl. So they try their best to do that. They dress you up as a girl. They do, you know, they do their very best to be a girl, to make you be a girl, but you're actually a guy, and that causes some gender confusion within you. You know, kind of what happened with Nagisa in Assassination Classroom. Have you guys seen Assassination Classroom? So Nagisa, I think I for a while actually thought Nagisa was a girl, but the main character-ish. I mean, he's kind of the most important character in the class, kind of him and Karma and them. But I thought he was a girl for a while, but then yeah, we got revealed to why he looks like a girl a lot. He dresses like a girl. He has a girly hairstyle, a girly outlook, right? And that's because his mother really wanted him to be a girl, and he was born a boy. The mother was very disappointed, so he dressed him up as a girl and all that. But Nagisa eventually, you know, was confident in their identity as a guy, right? I'm a guy, but obviously there's trauma in that childhood that is never gonna go away, right? So then, okay. Whoever's the owner of this body, maybe there's trauma in the past where they're unsure of their gender. That's why they made their two personas, Kanon and Shannon. Then there should be a Beatrice persona. That is left field. The kid, I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know. Maybe that's another third persona. Another female persona. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe this person was born female, made 2 female personas and 1 male persona to just kind of, you know what I mean? Because they need to balance it out because they can't handle it. It's giving them multiple personalities. It's also kind of funny too how we've never seen either Shannon or Connor play cards together with the cousins. It's only either Shannon plays cards with the cousins or Connor plays cards with the cousins. They never actually play together, which is kind of sus if you think about it. It kind of helps you suss it out too. But anyway, so alright, let's say that is what's happening, and I'm making a big assumption here that this whole gender thing, this whole trauma thing, I don't know what's been going on in Shannon's life. All we know about her is that she's an orphan and stuff like that, right? Okay. Why does Shannon have access to the gold? Is another thing. Because we know she does have access to the gold. She's the golden Beatrice. We know she's not doing this for pleasure. Virgilia confirmed it in red that, to begin with, Shannon is, or I say Shannon, the culprit is in possession of the gold. That child is in possession of the gold. All along, Shannon is in possession of the gold. She's in possession of the gold. Why? Why? She's supposed to be a servant. She's supposed to be an orphan. Why is she, who's supposedly unrelated to the Ushirima family, why does she get the possession of the gold? She's Beatrice. Who gave her that title? Virgilia? Kumasawa? Kumasawa is another servant. Well, there it is. Kumasawa isn't a servant. Kumasawa's the secret mistress of Kinzo. Kinzo gave Kumasawa his gold. Kumasawa then passed it on to Shannon. It's a banger. It's a banger. This theory bangs, bro. It bangs. See that? So Virgilia's the previous holder, and it adds up with my previous theory that whoever is the holder of the gold, whoever owns the gold, is that times Beatrice. So Virgilia was the original, or Kumasawa was the original mistress. She was the first gold owner. Kinzo loved her, gave her all the gold. Then we had the second generation Beatrice. Don't know who that is the thing. Maybe that is the real Beatrice. Maybe her name is actually Beatrice and she looks like Beatrice and there's nothing going on there. Maybe that is it, maybe. And maybe she is the daughter of Kumasawa and Kinzo. Okay, maybe that's actually it. And maybe ooh, I've just thought about this. Maybe she served as a parental figure to Shannon. Even if they're not biologically related, that's fine. Because Shannon is an orphan. So Shannon might have served as a parental figure for Shannon, the second generation Beato, who actually is Beato. And this is Elder Beato. And yeah, and Beato said this a couple parts ago, 2 parts ago. She said, or 3 parts ago, she said you can consider Chick Beato as my daughter, basically. So maybe Shannon had this parental figure, Beato, and her name was actually Beato. But then, upon her death with Rosa, Shannon kinda couldn't handle her mother's death, or her parental figure's death. And I don't know, maybe something happened with Kumasawa. I don't know, Kumasawa stuff is weird. But okay, something happened, drove her to a traumatic experience, and that led to her, I don't know, maybe something along the lines of hating the Schumer family because, I don't know, her mother, she didn't feel like her mother got proper care, or her parental figure didn't get proper care. So she swore revenge for her mother, Beatrice, on the family. That could be the why done it. I'm trying to figure out the why done it right now. That's the biggest problem. Maybe she's trying to swear revenge, but then, no, this connection with Battler. Oh, what does that have to be Battler? That's right. I cannot make a why done it and not connect Battler into it. Damn. That's right. I feel like I was on something there. Ah, dang. How'd they connect Battler to all this? Rudolph, Kiria, no, it has nothing to do with their family. That's what she said. She said it's nothing to do with Battler's family. Battler sinned 6 years ago. Did Battler have a connection with 1967 Beato? I don't know. That hasn't been mentioned. Yeah, I think that's where my theories kind of limit themselves. I think that's as far as I go. But Do you start reading or about you? I guess we start reading a little bit, but I can't promise that I'll be able to finish this entire fight. Okay. Yeah. Anything else? Okay. Anything else I forgot to mention regarding this TV? Let me see. No, not really. I think I've said my piece, and I think we're gonna start reading the fight between Jessica and Kitty going on right now. I'm very sorry for distracting the visual novel telling its story. Again, not the best soundtrack to do theory crafting, not the best visual to do the theory crafting either, because Jessica's not necessarily connected. I mean, she is connected. She is supposed to be Conon's girlfriend. I mean, she is connected to the Culprit and all that in that sense. There's love. She's part of the love pairing, but I mean, not directly involved in what I'm trying to do. So yeah, I'm still stuck in the wide on it, but yeah. Maybe we'll figure it out as we go. Maybe Bat will give us more clues. So like I said, you know how I said before episode 6 started, I bet Bat is gonna give us so many clues. I knew it. That's my boy Battler, and I know I can read Battler's mind. Me and Battler are one and the same. I know Battler figure out the truth, and I feel like Battler was not gonna make an episode where he didn't fill the episodes with clues. Now I just need Battler to fill in more clues on the why done it. That's what I need. I need to fill in the clues on the why Shannon Roberto did it. I think that's what I need from Battler right now. As the Game Master Battler, I figured out who it is. Stop giving me hints on who it is. Start giving me hints on why they did it, please. Because that's the thing I'm stuck on. Why is Shannon doing all this? That I really don't know. I really don't know. So... But I am fairly satisfied with where I've come so far. And I'm not sure I can make that much more progress. I'm never gonna stop thinking. The thing is, I've only gotten this far. If I have gone far again, it would be so hilarious if I'm completely off. But I don't think I can be completely off. I think the connections are too big for me to be completely off. I think I could be off in a lot of areas, but I think there's at least some bits and pieces of what I'm saying that have to be true or have to have some credence to them, because there's no way there's that many connections to what I'm saying and to what's been happening in the visual novel. That's what I think, and that's what I've gone from trying to go back and reading back and seeing the dynamics play through. So yeah, I just need to know more about the why done it, and like I said, I've only come this far because I never stopped thinking, and I think I'm obviously not going to stop thinking. I do feel like I need more hints in the why done it. I don't feel like I properly understand the why done it yet, but I'm obviously never going to stop thinking. Although we're at episode 6 right now, so we're getting relatively close to the end of the visual novel. We have 2 episodes left after this, so I'm sure in the next 2 episodes, and even in this episode, maybe we'll get revealed more and more about who the culprit is, why they did stuff, how they did stuff. I'm sure in the next 2 episodes we will. I mean, I'm sure episode 8 especially is going to be filled with... after episode 8 we're gonna go through all the friggin' Twilight murders, and it's going to be explained who did it, why they did it, and all that stuff. I'm sure that's what episode 8 is gonna be about, and that's why I'm so hyped for episode 8. I'm so hyped to get a rundown of all the individual murders, how Shannon did it, why Shannon did it, how she went through with it. Reading that would probably I would be ecstatic. That would be so exciting. So exciting. So I hope episode 8 has that. I want to go through episode 1, how did you do the murders there? Episode 2, how did you do the murders there? Who did it? Why they did it? All the secrets revealed. The epitaph reveal. Oh, I want to know how to solve the epitaph, because I have no clue yet, by the way. I have not solved the epitaph. Kinzo's homeland. What's that about? I have no clue about Kinzo's homeland. I don't know if that has any relevance to a lot of what's going on in this visual novel, but I'm sure it does. I haven't gone to that starting point. But it does seem like the entire family knows Kinto's homeland, so I feel like I'm the only one stuck in the dark. So I'm gonna go with London. I still think it's a place in the West. I think that makes sense. It's somewhere in the West, in Europe. I think that could make sense. Maybe North America as well. I don't know, but it's somewhere in the West, I think, because Kinto's such a Western fanboy. So that's what I've gotten to. I think London makes sense. It's a character word. I don't know if it is in Japanese as well, but that's how far I've gotten. Alright. Yeah. So the epitaph though is so hard. I truly I don't know if you can make too much progress on that. I'll be honest. I know the visual novel is giving plenty of help with it. I know both in episode 3 and in episode 5 as well, which is the previous episode. I know they gave us hints. I know they've been giving us hints, and the writer has been helping us out, trying to have us figure out the epitaph, but I haven't. Maybe figure out the epitaph is the last piece I need. Maybe if I figure out what the epitaph is and what it means, which is what Shannon wants Battle to do, to be fair, right? It seems like Shannon wants Battle to figure out the epitaph, because if Battle does do that, then he reaches the truth. So maybe if I did figure out the epitaph, maybe I'll be able to that might be the last piece I need to just fully solve everything, and I think the pieces that I'm missing will be connected at that point. But yeah, okay. So I've talked for long enough. Prison ship is about to start again. Let's read back on the fight between Jessica and Kiria. I won't make too much progress on this fight right now. I'll read a little bit, but then I'll have to go. I'm currently charging my pad here because I'm gonna go to uni after this. Let's see, it's still on. So I hope that doesn't ruin the video in any way. It's charging at 40% right now. It was 11% earlier when I started, so it's at 40% now. That's good. I want to make sure it's at least at 60% before I go out. I'm going to charge it back when I come back in the evening as well. I'm recording this early morning, by the way. So I'm going to take a shower after this, go to university. I have a long day at university. Yeah, now I won't be able to record more Umineko later on today. So this is the only video y'all will get today. Or at least I'll record today. But I'll probably record more tomorrow. But I'll be going to university and I have a lot of work to do today. So yeah, I don't have much time to record right now. Actually, I have probably 20 more minutes. 20 minutes of reading Kiria fighting with Jessica, and then I'll go. The most important part is that I got my theory out of the way. Let's see. My pad is charging. Hopefully that doesn't slow down the video or lag the video in any way. The time is okay. Yeah, because I'll be going to uni. I'll have some lectures. I have 2 lectures. Let me think. And then I have to do some stuff. And I have some responsibility with anime to do. Yes, I have anime responsibilities. I'm being serious. I haven't actually talked about that in detail, but let's just say I'm in a whole. Alright, we'll leave that for now. But I do have some responsibilities today. So that's why I can't record more Umineko, or else I would have loved to record more Umineko in the evening. But yeah, I have a lot of work to do, so luckily I was able to get this out today at least, so in the morning. Alright, anyway, let's continue the fight. Instead of a look of anguish after smashing her face against the wall, Jessica clicked her tongue in irritation at having missed. Oh, I should probably... Alright, there we go. I've increased the volume again on my end because I had lowered the volume because Prison Strip is such a loud OST. I hope you guys were able to properly hear my theory behind that loud OST, because holy freaking crap, this OST is loud. So now raise my volume on my end to the same amount. Your volume should stay the same, the same, so don't worry. I see that you're your father's daughter. Oh, Cross is strong! Strong man! Have you taken up boxing too? Ooh! Cross did beat up the goat in episode 4. Impossible. Jessica's barehanded. She isn't holding any sort of weapon at all! Impossible? Masaka! Why is Jessica not wearing any brass knuckles this time? Where's the brass knuckles in her skin pockets? In her skin pockets, huh? Jessica, where are your brass knuckles at? The skin pockets! Whoever, by the way, whoever that commenter is, you know who you are. You're the one that created the joke about the skin pockets. I've begun unironically, or ironically actually, not unironically, I've begun using that joke in real life too. In other situations. I've actually begun to say, I love the word skin pocket. It's such a hilarious word. It is the greatest word of all time. Skin pocket. That commenter, you know who you are. I hope you're watching this. You know who you are. You made the word. And you made the word for Jessica having skin pockets. I've taken it from you, and legit, when I talk to people in real life, I'll tell them, yo, skin pockets, yeah? And they'll think, alright, Amin, hella weirdo. And and I'll translate it too and everything. I'll say it in Norwegian too, so everyone will be like, everyone thinks, wait a minute. Skin pockets? Alright, what are you on about, Amin? Alright, anyway, skin pockets. Jessica's got her skin pockets going. The best part about seeing skin pockets is that you can interpret that in so many different ways, right? What does that even mean, right? I mean, one way to interpret it, and that is something that happens in real life too, right? Is I mean, everyone has skin pockets, if that makes sense. I do, you do, everyone does, right? You've got a lot of skin pockets. You have your ear, right? You have both your ears, you have your nostrils, you have your mouth, you have your belly button, I guess. And then you obviously have the several skin pockets. Let's just say in your crotch area. You have several skin pockets there. Some of them more painful than others to use. I would not recommend using a certain skin pocket when it comes to that area. But the one big skin pocket that we all have, regardless of gender, is that one. We all know what I'm talking about. So you can interpret the word skin pocket in many different ways. And that's why I love the word, bro. It's such a great word. You can interpret it as if I'm being a freak, or you can interpret it as someone just putting something in their ear, hiding something in their mouth, or belly button, or whatever. Hey, your armpit! Hell, that's kind of a skin pocket. Yeah. So, alright. Jessica's barehanded, she's not holding any sort of weapon at all. Jessica's eyes also have grown grey. She used to have blue eyes, but she's got grey eyes now, so she's a brutal killer now. Please don't resist, Auntie. Just one strike to the head. I promise you won't feel a thing. Kitty tried to look confident, but she couldn't hide her confusion at this unreal destructive force. If that punch had hit, her probably would have split open like Jessica had said, killing her without any pain. Here I come. Boom! If Kirya's kick off the ground and leap backward had been an instant slower, her gut would probably have been pulverized. Alright, Kirya! Though she had avoided it by a hair, Jessica's left body blow was followed by a terrible tornado-like gust of wind, which blew Kirya back. How's that even possible? That's not human. I don't understand, says Kirya. This Jessica looked like the normal Jessica, but something was different. It wasn't human, and common sense didn't apply to it. This had to be some kind of nightmare. Kirya slowly stood up. Then, she looked at Jessica, noticed the several meters between them, and realized just how far that blast of wind had sent her flying. I can't let my love finish half-hearted. I do also want to say, I'm not forgetting Kirya's line from last part, where she said that for her husband, she'd even be willing to kill people. She wouldn't hesitate to kill others. I'm not forgetting that line. Well, I don't think she's the culprit now, I'm fairly certain it's Shannon. I'm forgetting Kirya's line right there. She is not completely exempt from murderous activities. So Kirya, I ain't forgetting that. Don't think you're clean. Don't you dare think you're clean. you're also not exempt from having killed Asumi in the past. Don't forget that, Kiria. What the hell kind of face is Kiria making? Like she's taking the biggest dump of her life. What is that face? Okay. What on earth is going on? Someone tell me! I don't know. Don't make that face though. Oh, that's weird. The air around Jessica seemed to bend like a heat wave. Heat wave, heat wave. It seemed to be enshrouding her face, and it seemed as though something like a red magic circle had appeared beneath her feet. She looked just like a Western demon standing amidst the flames of hell. Wait a minute. Flame upgrade? Red magic circle beneath her feet? Similar to George then, when he killed off his mother. Mass upgrade. Armor piercing upgrade. Okay. Each time Jessica muttered, her fists were surrounded by a pulsating, sinister red light. Those fists, which were even giving off smoke, surely represented the iron hammers of hell wielded by demons. Goodbye, this is just a nightmare? Might as well be. Kiria dashed away with lightning speed. Yes, right now, that was her best option. She was smart enough to realize that pinching her cheek wasn't the best way to wake up from this nightmare. And by now, this game has no surprise. You got in Roundabout here? The goat? The goat himself? When Jessica muttered once more, a blood-red magical barrier blocked up the corridor. Kiria slammed into it hard and realized that her path of escape had been cut off. Stop this madness. This is a nightmare. It's a nightmare. Let me wake up, quickly. I like how every time Jessica shows up, there's the sound of like a gun being clocked, like a drummer coming in. What's that about? Isn't she using her fist? She's not even using her brass knuckles. How's that sound coming off? I'll wake you up right now if that's what you want. Just one strike, don't move. Jessica slowly stepped forward towards her, enshrouded in flames. We're back to this spread. We've been staying at the spread for most of this friggin' part of Umineko, so I'll take it, I love it. Each time her feet lifted off the floor, boiling steam hung around her footprints. This was a true nightmare. Kiria clutched her head in her hands, shaking it over and over again. Please tell me it is. Tell me it's a nightmare. Yeah, it's a nightmare. Damn, Kiria, it's not like you to lose your cool like this. I mean, you even predicted that Jessica was gonna try and kill you, but now you're getting wrecked. You're really losing your cool, huh? It's a nightmare. This is more the reaction I would have expected from you, right? Typically, when people are dying and stuff around you, Kiria, you don't have this sort of behavior, and that's weird. But this is the normal behavior of a human being in your position. Jessica recognized that this is a nightmare. Okay. I recognize this is a nightmare, so please. I'll wake you up with a single punch. One punch girl. Or one punch woman. It will be. Leviathan comes in with a quick save. Mirage Coordinator, Leviathan helping out Kiria here. Leviathan seems like she's gonna maybe she's fallen in love with Kiria after their fight all the way back in episode 3. Leviathan was impressed by Kiria's moves to be able to see her incredible speed at 1.3 kilometers an hour. So Leviathan, you know, Witch of Envy has come in. Not Witch of Envy, Sin of Envy has come in, seeing as how envious Kiria is. And he's gonna help her out because Jessica doesn't have that same envy. She's naive. So here we go. Maybe we're gonna get to see Leviathan and Kiria versus Jessica. Jessica's neck twisted at an odd angle, and she staggered backwards. Her eyes rolled back into her head, as though she didn't have a clue what had just happened. The demon stake was buried at an angle into her forehead. Ooh. Forehead stake. It pulled itself out of her, spun around, then became Leviathan and landed. The hole left behind in Jessica's head spewed blood. And with Leviathan's introduction, once again, we're gonna end this here. Leviathan, we miss you. You're the envious. Thank you for helping out Kiria, I guess. I mean, she's doomed either way, and you might be doomed too if you don't get out of there, but hey, thank you for helping out Kiria. And yeah, I hope you guys watching have enjoyed this part of Umineko when they cry. I know I didn't make much progress story-wise and stuff. I know I could have made much more progress if I actually read more. But I think that this was a good, very good video regardless, successful video where I went through my theories and on the whodunit and the howdunit a little bit and what's been going on behind the scenes. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this part of Umineko when they cry, and I'll see you guys next time where we'll actually be reading Umineko. We'll actually do make some progress next time. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and yeah, alright y'all. Alright y'all, guys enjoyed watching this at least as much as I enjoyed reading it, and with what I think is System 0 OST playing in the background. I'll leave y'all there. Alright y'all. Peace.